Okay, recording? I think so. We'll try it and see what happens. Why does it say 28 minutes 52 seconds on the bottom? Is that how much time there is on here? I don't know. All right, beautiful day today. Unusual. 69 outside. Can't be that. 73 in the house. Saturday? Well, that's correct. 3:22. That's correct. All right. I guess we'll call this that right there is an apple tree. She's taking off. All right, it's going to be short and sweet. The light doesn't look very good in here. Best I can do. Victory, victory. Look, it's not loaded. So I got that's most of the internals right there. But guess what? Not engaging. I don't know what it is. I don't know if that has to have the maybe you've got to have the cylinder in there for it to engage. I'm not sure. I don't know. But there's a problem. There is a problem. Of course. I can't get the cylinder in. It's just it's not quite going in. But the main problem is when I got this gun and it had the red paint on the barrel and on the frame, something was wrong because the barrel was taken out. And here's what we got going on with the barrel and stuff. I'm going to read it because I want to put it down. I want to, well, I guess I could just show it on here, couldn't I? Every time you unscrew and screw a barrel back in, it turns just a little bit further in each time due to compression of the barrel and frame shoulders. Within just one or two times, the front sight is going to be turned to the left. It will no longer be aligned at 12 o'clock, top dead center. Each time you do it, the front sight will end up further and further over. Once you break, now that probably don't make a lot of sense, but this does. Once you break the torque of a revolver barrel, you can't just screw the barrel back in like what we did, or my buddy did, because it no longer will be tight enough fit. The barrel will vibrate loose and unscrew itself. So you have to screw it in tighter, and this misaligns the front sight. Once you break the torque of a revolver barrel, you have to totally refit the barrel by turning it one more thread, which is mean it's going to be tighter than hell, and completely refitting everything. Oh, this right here is a picture of Gene Hackman, of course. Not very good. I spilled a cup of coffee all over my papers here. That's Gene Hackman back in the I've seen that. I assume the 80s. And that's his son. His son today looks just like him. This picture is online. You can easily find it if you Google it. That's about the only one I've seen, but there's very few. Okay, back to the gun salad. Barrel removal and replacement is absolutely not a job for anyone but an extremely skilled gunsmith or the factory. That's nice to know. They are not held in by that pin. I mean, it's a barrel pin. They are held, whether pinned or not, by an extremely tight fit of the barrel shoulder to the frame, and often replacement requires adjustments to the barrel shoulder area so that the barrel cylinder gap and other critical parts can be reset as a result of the fact that the tight fit required cannot be achieved again without going one more turn so that the sight will be straight up and down. This requires exceedingly precise measurements together with the machining experience to remove just enough to require that the torque will be exactly what you need when it arrives at final position, so that it is torqued to the right tightness when the sight is straight up and down. I am not trying to be mean or insulting, but am trying to save you from a really expensive fix. If you have to ask about the cross pin at the barrel, you do not have the experience to remove the barrel and properly replace it. This was written by somebody. He's on here. I guess it's not any copyright stuff, but he sounds like he knows what he's talking about. But then again, we'll consider this is a World War II, and wasn't really that complicated. They built them fast, and a bunch of them, so it might not be that bad, but it is going before we would ever fire it. I would have it checked out if we ever get together. So it's going to take a gunsmith, in other words, what I was trying to say. At least the frame and the barrel match. And it's not like you're putting a new barrel in there. The barrel's already been there for, 80 years. So maybe with some luck, it can be corrected. And if not, well, I'll just get that cylinder in there some way or another. I'll have a good display. I was pretty happy about putting, let's see if I get somewhere to put it with. This is the mainspring, but we're going to not use that for anything. That might be confusing. Anyway, this thing right here, this is what they were saying. It's got a little spring. This is your rebound spring. But what you got to do, you got to put that spring in there. And I'm sure you can't see it on here. And then it goes right behind that thing right there. And they were saying online, everybody's saying, well, you got to have a special tool or a special screwdriver to do it. But then there's one guy on here His name's Jerry Meisel, something M. He's one of the Smith & Wesson he's, guys that he's been around a long time. He's a speed shooter and quite a long. It's pretty good, real good. In fact, the best, probably the best. But he's saying take an ink pen, and that's what I did. Take an ink pen and press into the spring, right in the center of the spring, and then press down very hard, and it worked fine. So he knew what he's talking about. I believe he's a competition shooter and all that kind of stuff. I think said that he could fire. He's got the world record for speed on a 6-shot revolver. He did 12 shots in like 3 seconds, if I'm not mistaken, just right off the top of my head. 12 shots in 3 seconds. That sounds like impossible. And he uses a speed reloader when he pops the cylinder. The speed loader does 6 more rounds in it. So he's doing 6 shots a second firing, and then I guess a second for the reload. And I mean, it's like so fast that you can't hardly see him. Quite amazing. I think it was even less than 3 seconds. I think it was like 2.9. If you want to get technical about it. I'm not sure, like I said, it's off the top of my head. All right, I'm ready for Canada. I think I paid $3.60 for that. Actually, it's not that bad. I mean, I don't think that little fur is going to help. It's all right. Can you beat it for $3? Pretty quiet down here today. It's unusual. Well, I have the radio on, but of course you got to turn it off when you're trying to make a video. Okay. It's not very big, is it? One reason I really like to, I would like to fire it because the 38 is, you can fire the 38 with one hand, from what I understand. It's not like, doesn't have all that much kick or anything. Be nice. Plus, it is historical. The history could have went to England, probably. Then from there it could have gone anywhere, to their South Africa, Australia, whatever. Okay, I think I'm out of word salad, out of gun salad. Over and out.